LearnHowToShootGuns.com presents Fundamentals of Marksmanship, the basic grip.
Okay, our subject for today is going to be the grip and draw. I'm a left-handed shooter. This will be reverse of most shooters. I just want you to be prepared for that. Same principles, just a different hand. Easily transferred over to the other hand. First part of the video, want to go, is safety of the gun. Automatically assume any gun that you touch is loaded. So the first thing I would do before practicing this maneuver, for safety measures, make sure the gun is empty. This gun has no magazine. I'm going to cycle the slide. Lock it back so you can see this empty. The bullet chamber. Magazine in the well.
What does cycling the slide do for us?
Normally, sir, if you slid your magazine in the gun to cycle the slide, pull back, the bullet would raise up from the magazine, go into the chamber, be caught by the slide, push forward, and put into the chamber to prepare the gun to shoot. In this circumstance, it also would remove the bullet, and that's why I was cycling it, to show that there was no bullet in the chamber, it was empty, and we were safe. I'll decock the gun and put it back in the holster. I wear a hip holster. It's what I'm familiar with and what I know best. Many different kinds of holsters. I think it's a subject for another video, but for now, we're going to go with the hip holsters. It's very common, used quite often. You want the gun center on your hip, right along your gig line. If you've been in the military, your gig line, basically the line that goes down the seam of your pants. So you want that gun holster. A couple reasons for that. Easy to find. My hand automatically goes to it if I have to go to my side. Also easy to check on. Normally would have a shirt over this, so you wouldn't walk around your gun exposed. I can have my elbow here.
You're just feeling for it with your elbow.
I know that the gun is here. But my hands are busy, I'm like, oh gee, oh here it is right here. Make sure. Just a good retention, good reminder. Obviously, anytime you have a weapon, you want to keep it in control. At this point, we're going to go for basically two different kinds of draws. There's only two ways that your hands are normally placed. You're either walking, you have your hands to your side, or you have your hands in front of you doing something, to the side doing something. So those would be the two most common areas you would draw a gun from. Hands to the side first. Your hands right here. Basically pointing your hands right up straight. So the gun's right there. As I said, it's centered on your hip, easy to find, you know where it is. Another reason that you want to keep it centered on that is not just for the grip, but also for speed purposes. Your gun's at an odd angle. Not only is the gun harder to find and get a hold of, it's also a great time user. In a situation where you possibly could be being attacked, or you have to respond to somebody with a firearm or some other type of deadly weapon, a few seconds.
The first guy to put a shot on target wins.
It's a very long time. One of the other reasons you want to practice is draw. I'm just going to basically draw my hand straight up. The gun's here anyways. You can feel it right there. I'm going to get here. I'm going to wrap these four fingers around the grip of the gun. Leave this finger out. This is my trigger finger. I'm leaving it out for safety. I'm also going to need it when I pull the gun. And to break the snap, I'm going to use this thumb. Remember to break the snap on a snap type holster. This is an important thing to practice. Once again, I can pull all day. If I don't pull my snap, that's valuable seconds I'm losing in responding to the threat. You can hear the snap break. You see if it pulls open. This is something you'd want to do multiple times, hundreds of times.
You're building muscle memory when you're doing this.
Basically,
so that under stress, it becomes very
exactly
easy for you.
In a short amount of time, under stress, this is something you've done hundreds, maybe thousands of times. Your body responds to it quickly. I pull up, grab the grip, I break this, I start to pull the gun straight up on the holster. I don't turn the gun this way without pulling straight up, because once again, I'm trapped in the holster. I have to get up high enough that the muzzle and the front sight clear the holster. If not, I'm trapped in there. The gun's useless. I start to leave the holster. At this point, I've still got this other hand. I don't want this hand to just hang by the side. I'm going to use both of them to shoot the gun, so I want to be in motion also. I move this hand slowly towards the center, say around my belly button is, as I move this gun in the same direction. I'm going to meet somewhere over here.
Forward of your sternum?
This is somewhat up to the person. Some a little higher, some a little lower. I'm guessing your gig line would be somewhere in here, depending on you, the gun, your length of your arms, and those things. But you're basically trying to join the hands together quickly as possible and get a good grip on the gun. Now what I'm doing when I get here, I have these four fingers already wrapped around here. I'm leaving those. My trigger finger's on the outside yet. I haven't decided if I'm going to shoot. I'm just presenting the gun in case I need to shoot. Automatic pulling the gun doesn't mean you're automatically shooting, just means you're preparing to. These other four fingers, I'm wrapping them around the side of the gun. The meat of my hand is going around here, wrap it around the side, and locking onto these ones.
Filling in, so you got almost every bit of your hand that you can make in contact with that metal is currently touching that metal, so you're holding it almost like a vice.
2 thumbs will go along the side of the frame. The reason the thumbs will go here is, once again, you're making that vice-like grip. Lots of people do odd things. It used to be popular to put your gut fingers down here. It used to be popular to put one up here and one down. Most gunfighters will tell you this is the best grip, how you get the most positive control in the gun. You got to be careful of that thumb back here, because remember, if you do fire the gun, the slide's going to move. And with a hot round, the slide's going to come back. The edge of the slide is very sharp. You're going to take a big chunk out of your hand.
You want your hands as high on the pistol as you can get them, but not so high that it interferes with that slide going backwards.
Exactly. A good guide for that is the back strap of the gun. That's what this causes right here. You want to get a good hand weld. Basically, just what it says. You want to weld your hand to the gun. This lip is to keep your hand from going above and having that slide hit it.
Natural little curve there that your hand should naturally find.
These are things that, as I said, with hundreds of practices, with no bullets, your hand will get used to doing that, and you should have no problem doing it. Now at this point, let me put the hammer back down. At this point I have a good grip. Got my hands welded where they should be. Got my trigger finger on the side. Remember, for safety, and also because I don't know if I'm shooting yet, but if I need to shoot, it's right there. Or if I just need to encounter the guy, get on the ground, get on the ground. Don't move, someone call the police, get on the ground. I'm not putting him or myself in danger of accidentally shooting somebody or accidentally killing somebody if he follows my directions and the situation calms down or he runs away.
Give him the chance to de-escalate.
Okay, at this point, I've calmed down. I've looked around. Is there anybody else threatening me? Anything else dangerous around here I need to pay attention to? I'm not seeing it. The cops are on the way. I can hear the sirens. I want to put my gun away at this point, number one, because I feel safe. This threat's gone. Number two, the police show up to a call for a man with a gun. They don't know if I'm the good guy or the bad guy. They just see a man with a gun. So I want to get this away and make sure my hands are visible so they know who I am. I'm going to do just the reverse of what I did before. I'm going to slide it back to my center. I'm going to pull away, separate the 2 hands. I've still got the same grip I had when I pulled out the holster. I'm just removing this hand from it. I usually, personal preference, I usually put my hand down my body and go to the holster. The reason being is I want to make sure that shirt's out of the way, so when I go to put the gun in the holster, I'm not caught on it. I'm not going this, I'm not doing that, and I don't accidentally hit the trigger or have any jams or any problems. So I clear that out of the way. While doing this, the reason I carry it around my body is I'm avoiding the muzzle of the gun. It's still dangerous. We still got a bullet there. Things could still happen. I could get knocked down, I could fall, someone else could attack me. I don't want to shoot and blow my fingers off.
Something could startle you.
I'm clear of that. Slide it back into the holster. At this point, every holster is a little different. You might have to feel around a little bit, but the point is, keep your finger off that trigger.
Now you're keeping your eyes up and on the target just in case it reappears.
I'm still looking around the area. I don't know where that guy is gone. I don't know if he might have a friend. I don't know if somebody else is coming to harm me or interfere with me. So I'm still looking around. But this is one of the valuable things to practice. I don't need to look down at that holster. I've done this many times.
Now, how's this different if your hands were forward when you began your draw motion?
Exact same thing, just from a little different angle. I'm in front of me. I'm barbecuing. I'm playing basketball. I'm whatever. I have something in my hands. Same thing. I'm bringing my hands back towards my center,
thread up,
which is where we want to end, and where our hands want to end up. Back towards the center. I get here. This hand's already at the center. That's where I want to end up. I don't do anything with this one. It's already here for now. This hand, I'm just bringing it back along my side. Remember when I told you having the gun in the middle? So I can feel that with my elbow. Even looking around, I know where that handle is because my elbow is falling right around it. I can feel that big chunk of metal. 4 fingers on the grip, thumb breaks the grip. Thumb breaks the snap. Straight up again, got to clear the holster. Pushing it forward. At this time, even though my hand's in the center, I can move it a little bit towards the gun if I'd like, but 2/3 of the job is there. It's already in a general area. Same thing with the vise. Wrap my fingers around the other, thumbs on the side, clear the slide, present the gun again.
Good to go.
And if reversed,
perfect.